it seems to be spiking there, and I think it's a case for worry, and concern. And I hope that the Health Service will give us some more insight into what they are doing. Because the last time they were here, they spoke about the fact that they were moving a team into the area to deal with what they had noticed over there.
Definitely.
So hopefully they'll take care of it. Yeah.
Yes. So the number again is at 7,303. I'm going to go through the regional breakdown so that we appreciate what's going on. Accra is still the epicenter. So if you are in Accra, you want to take, all the precautionary measures to ensure that you don't catch the virus. In the Greater Accra region, we have 5,148. In the Ashanti region, we have 1,099. In the Central region, we have 360. In the Western region, we have 344. In the Eastern region, we have 117. In the Western North region, we have 62. In the Volta region, we have 59. In the Northern region, we have 36. And in the OT region, we have 26. Upper East region, 26. Upper West region, 26. Northeast region, 2. Savannah region 1, Bono region 1, Ahafo region still 0, as well as the Bono East region is still 0. But when you look at Greater Accra, Ashanti region, Central region, Western region, Eastern region, I mean, we really need to be doing something. It's not enough to say we've closed our borders, we're not letting travelers in anymore, because now the community spread is going on like wildfire. So we really need to be careful. We need to do the best we can to stay protected. Mask up when you're stepping out. Wash your hands with running water and soap, because a lot of people are not dying. But we can't put this burden on our health workers. We already don't have enough of them. And we have people who have other conditions aside COVID-19 that these same health workers have to take care of. So every time you're tempted to be reckless with your life and expose yourself to COVID, think of a health worker and see how you are adding on to making their lives more stressful, and say, I'm going to protect myself, not only for my life, but for everyone else around me. We'll be hearing from the Ministry of Information very soon on the case count and the case management, and we'll be crossing over the minute we have that clearance. Yeah.
Jafar, apart from the physical preventive, I think the Minister of Information called the personal preventive etiquette. Apart from that, I also want to zero in on the issue of you taking personal responsibility for your health, right? As in eating well, exercising, making sure that you're taking the right nutrients, okay? Those things are so critical, because it's not just for COVID-19. In terms of every illness that you may possibly have, you need to take in the right nutrition, and we've had time on end here where we've had our nutritionists join us and explain to us the 4-star diet, the different minerals and vitamins that we need to boost our system, and so on. Vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, and so on. It's very, very important. And exercise, absolutely critical. You can't afford not to, So some of us, we say, oh, no, it's okay, I'm just tired, or, I'm just feeling lazy, I won't do it, But at the end of the day, all these things, decisions that we make, come back to bite us. So if you can't run, jog. If you can't jog, walk. Walking, by the way, has been agreed universally as probably one of the best exercises. If you walk between 3 to 5 kilometers every day, okay, deliberately, on purpose, okay, or at least 3 to 5 times a week, 3 to 5 kilometers a day, 3 to 5 times a week, it will do wonders for your health. All right, so you can't afford not to keep yourself well. All right, and a lot of us, we die just because of we have all kinds of ailments, and then we conk out earlier than we should, just because we didn't take good care of ourselves. All right, and sometimes there's really no other reason. It's just literally we just didn't take care of ourselves. It's a bit like getting a new car and saying that because it's new, you drive it anyhow, do whatever you want with it, and not really take care of the vehicle, except I spark it. It sparks. Let's go. Then one day suddenly the car stops in the middle of the road and you're asking yourself, what happened? The car is new. No, yeah, but you didn't take care of it, So your body is the same. We've got to take care of ourselves.
Yes, right. And we've come a long way as far as the updates are concerned. We went from thinking about, talking about it from a regional perspective to now hearing about on the district levels, what specific communities are hotspots, so that if you find yourself in these communities, you'll be careful. Again, we have about at least one testing center in all 16 regions. That is really great news. It means that if you find yourself exhibiting signs and symptoms, there's at least a testing center and an isolation center of some sort within your community that you can go to and be rest assured that you will be fine. We have 71 treatment and isolation centers, although the last time we heard from them, only 50 were functional because the rest in the other regions had not been in demand yet. So it seems as though our health workers are on top of their games. They are ensuring that we contain the spread, right? And from the very first day, our objective has been to trace, test, and treat. So the minute we are doing all this contact tracing, we're doing community surveillance, we're doing all these things to ensure that we have a realistic idea of the number of people who have COVID-19 in the country. The minute we are done with tracing them, then of course we test them. Are you positive or are you negative? And the process of even becoming negative takes at least 1 month, because you go through a 2-week process. If you come out negative, they take you through another 2-week process. And if you are negative again, what some of them call double negative, then you know that you are on your way to recovering. And of course, as far as we're doing all of this tracing, testing, treating, it's important that we know that as a country we have very limited resources. So we want to ensure that more of us will not contribute to that number to get to 10,000, and that we stay where we are, we contain the spread, and we make it through this COVID-19 season. We'll cross on over now to the Ministry of Information and hear what they have to tell the nation.
Handles, City TV and its social media handles, Home Bay TV, TV3, Atinka TV, Ministry of Information social media handles, GNA TV and gna.org.ghana.gh. I apologize. This morning briefing will focus on the update on case count and case management of COVID-19 cases in Ghana. If you'd permit me, I'll invite Dr. Bedu Sarkodie, Director, Public Health, Ghana Health Service, to give us the briefing. Where are we?
Very much, Your Honor, Deputy Minister Information. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I give this update on behalf of the Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Service, and the situational update data is as at May 26, 2020. The total number of new cases that have been reported from 31 districts in 4 regions stands at 186. The regional distribution is as follows. Greater Accra region reported 140 new cases from 18 districts. Central region, 23 new cases from 5 districts. Eastern region, 9 new cases from 2 districts, and Ashanti region 14 new cases from 6 districts. This brings us to a total of 7,303 positive cases, up to 204,000 cases, 909 persons that have been tested. The test positivity rate stands at 3.55%, can round it up to 3.6%. Total number of recoveries as at the 26th stands at 2,412. Unfortunately, recorded 34 deaths. Active cases stand at 4,857. The active cases, we subtract the recovered and the deaths from the total confirmed. 14 cases are severe, are not on ventilators, and 3 cases are classified as critically ill. I'll give the regional distribution, and then Greater Accra has the highest number of cases and stands at 5,148. Ashanti region 1,099. Central region 360. Western region 344. Eastern 117. Upper West 22. Upper East 26. Volta region 59, OT 26, Western North 62, Northeast 2, Northern 36, Bono 1, Savannah 1. Just a few minutes ago, we had information Bono is having confirmed a case, but this will be brought up based on the information that we further pick from the region and then the affected district. Next few slides will give a bit of details with regards to the new cases that have been reported. In Greater Accra region, 18 districts. And then these are mostly we are mentioning the districts that report a significant number of cases. And most of these cases and districts are old districts that have already reported cases and are being managed. Ablekuma, 47 cases. Ayawaso East, 36. Ayawaso North, 11. Kwali-Klote, 13. Okai district, 6 cases. And the other district also contributed, I think, about 5 cases or less for each of them. Tema Metropolis, which recently was a hotspot, the total number of cases that were reported from Tema were 4. Eastern region reported 2 cases, reported cases from districts 7 and 2 from Akrapim North and South, respectively. Central region, 5 that reported, and these were from Cape Coast, AAK, Franciman, AAK reported 5, Manfrey, Ebura Dunkwa, 1, and Upper Denchra, 1. Ashanti region reported cases from 6 districts, Forikrum 1, Kumasi 4, Kumasi Metro, Ejoso 1, Efija, Kwabre South 1, Marcia West 1, and Kwabre East 1. Obuasi did not report any new case. And I wish to, I'm happy to report and provide the update that the 3 new hotspots that spiked cases, being Lower Krobo and Obuasi, these were classes that produced quite a number of new cases we have had recently. And all these districts did not report any new case within the recent times. Clear indication that the various response actions that have been put in place trace, we test, isolate, manage cases. They are providing good results. The next few slides will provide the distribution of the cases. We start from the districts that are reported cases within the country, and then the next slide will send us to the hotspots, the geographic distribution in the regions with significant number of cases. The first one is Greater Accra, and I think this has been reported before. The various hotspots are those that are dark red, brick red, and then as per the legend below. And then the Ashanti region is the next one. The district with highest number of cases is Kumasi Metropolis, and the next one is Obuasi. The deeper the color, the more the number of cases that those districts have reported. The ongoing response actions include the following: engagement with all major stakeholders, including religious organizations, Ministry of Education, Ghana Football Association, and so on. Provide them with technical assistance as they develop their guidelines and protocol to control the situation. Risk communication is ongoing. Enhanced surveillance systems, active contact tracing, testing, and treatment are all ongoing. The Honourable Minister Information, this is the situational update COVID-19 in Ghana.
Thank you, Dr. Bedu. Colleagues, we all went through the presentation. I don't know if there are any questions. This is the time for it.
My name is Bill Bennett, and I represent Top FM and Top TV.
I'm not so sure I'm the only one who couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Bill Bennett, and I represent Top FM and Top TV.
Okay.
Thank you. My questions, Doctor did mention that we are still going on with contact tracing across the country. I'd like to find out if truly the Ghana Health Services are not facing any challenges regarding the traditional contact tracing we have currently. This is because we do see that samples are taken, people have to wait for 2 weeks, and these people are still moving around in town. And there's information we are receiving as media that even after the 2 weeks when results come, there are some people that the Ghana Health Services are not able to find who test positive. What ways are the Ghana Health Services look at to ensure that Ghanaians are protected? And is the Ghana Health Service also looking at rapid test kits, which currently most countries are adapting to use, since the country is looking at opening soon For the airports, for instance, we could have these rapid tests and even stations that would give results in 15 minutes. Last week, the information minister asked us to go and interact with Ghanaians regarding way forward in living with COVID. Two responses that I received after our interactions. One, the reason behind the box being filled are that Ghanaians are out there saying their relatives were committed and devout Christians and the churches are closed. They cannot bury their relatives from the mortuary to the cemetery. They feel that these relatives deserve at least a final funeral rite and a church service to be held. So there's reason the presidency is wondering why Ghanaians are being adamant. They think and believe that their families deserve to be laid in church. Thank you.
So just a brief reminder that because we only dealt with the update on the case count and case management today, our questions and submissions should be guided towards that brief. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Kojo Azuman. I work with City TV. On Tuesday, Dr. Patrick Kumar just said a team is going to be sent to the Western region to assist to find out why there are more cases in the Western region, in the Takoradi municipality. Has the team gone and what did they find out? We're also told that we're giving updates on the status of the over 200 deportees from Kuwait. We need an update from that. We're also getting reports that some members of the public who are VIP are being treated at the Bank of Ghana Hospital. How true is this? And then my fourth question is that yes, we had a call from the Western region that persons who test positive are being asked to bring their relatives they've come into contact with their own vehicles or through commercial vehicles. Is this true, and what is being done about such cases? Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Sapaku. I work at Media General. Thank you. Dr. Sarkodie, please, we want to find out what has been the challenge with the website. Today we had a situation where a result was said within few hours. It was changed again. It becomes very confusing, and then it leaves room for speculation. If you can tell us, speak a bit on that, why it happened. And then also I want to find out from the Ghana Health Service. You just mentioned that you have been in talk with some religious organizations. You mentioned a few of them on these safety protocols to ensure that the spread is contained. The EC has come up with its guidelines for the new voter registration exercise. I want to find out, are you in touch with them? Are you aware? The EI 64 that the President gave for restrictions on social gathering, the EC exempted, because we know that up to now it's 25 people. But if you are going to have this registration exercise, I'm
not so sure how Dr. Sarkodie can be
because he said they are in talks with religious bodies as to how to contain the virus. I just wanted to find out if they are in talks with the EC on how to go about this registration exercise and ensuring that these things are put in place so we don't have the number increasing more. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll take a couple of questions from Kweku, who would be reading from social media.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. So the first question is, are we seeing an increase in community spread based on the presentation that you've just done to us? The second one is, there are reports that lactating mothers and pregnant women who as health professionals have been recalled to work. One, Ghana Health Service, or is this true? And if it is, why have they been called, especially when they are considered to be very, if you like, vulnerable to the situation? And there's also another question on okay, in spite of the achievements of the Ghana Health Service, it seems our daily number of new cases are not coming down sharply as expected. Any reasons for that? The final one is any updates from the tests that were conducted in Parliament? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll start from the test on the members of parliament. We have no official report on the test outcome, so it will be difficult for me to provide any updates on that for now. And then the daily of new cases not coming down sharply. Indeed, the question indicates that daily number of new cases are coming down. The rate of downward trend is the issue, but then the curve continues to point down. So if it is not coming down sharply, it means that our adherence to the various preventive etiquettes is not at maximum possible. So the advice is that let's adhere to these containment, prevention and control principles. And if you do this well, you will see a sharp decline of the various daily new cases. Lactating mothers being called, there's no official direction to that. So if employers think for one reason they need their staff to come to work, well, we've engaged most of the places of work, and I've discussed with them the various risks and the people that need to stay out. And they are managers, they are using their managerial skills and principles, and if for any reason they think that the particular person or group of people should come to work, our advice has been provided, but then they also, based on the principles of management that they have at the places of work, this is the arrangement that they have. And we have requested to most employers that they have to get business continuity plan, particularly for the essential services. And once in a while, some people may be called and may inconvenience them. Increase of spread, community, whether there is any increase in community spread. Indeed, if you have 1,000 and you add 1, you have 1,001. The cumulative will never come down. What is important, the rate of increase, which over the period, with the recent times, the rate of increase has been a downward trend. We've been in talks with some of the key stakeholders, including religious groups, and then we mentioned the EC. Indeed, the essential services, including Ghana Health Service, Ministry of Health and other workers, and the essential services, they are still working. And they have a plan to make sure they provide their service without any undue risk to any person or group of people. So all the essential services are working, including Ghana Health Service. And then the challenges with the website. Sincerely, I think I have to render apology. The IT man put report up there, uploaded. Quickly, he realized that it was late in the night. And these are some of the challenges that we have if people work late in the night and they have to produce an output. He realized that things were a bit different from what he wanted to punch. So quickly he had to pull this down and immediately change it. What we should have done immediately did not come. It was too late. We should have called some of us to advise him to put down something and apologize to the people of Ghana. This could not be done. And sincerely, our apology for that quick uploading, moving it up and putting up a new data. It was all to be shared. Whatever you maintain there is the truth, but nothing than that. In essence, being tested positive to come along with their relative to test. Indeed, what we are, if we are positive, the various contacts, you don't bring them. We come to you, to the place of work, to the place of residence, and line-less contacts go out there and take their samples. So what you are saying, I cannot dismiss it. What you need to do is to follow up and then find out if this is being done. It's not practice, it's not a guideline, it's not a operative procedure, standard operative procedure that we have thrown out there. So we need to investigate, and then if that is the case, come out with a remedy. VVIP Hospital, I have no much information on that. The people that came from we are following up with the lab. They haven't finished with the tests of all people that they took samples from. There are indications that some of them are positive. We will follow up this, and when you have the full report, you share these reports appropriately. The morgue being full, people require dignified burial. I agree with you. The burial protocol indicates that our system, the environmental health supporting the various districts, regions, to make sure that they supervise the burial of people with COVID-related deaths. This does not prevent the people to also the relatives to be part of this, but then they have to do this without undue exposure and contaminating themselves. We've given a number that was outlined there by His Excellency the President, the number of people that can be part of this burial ceremony, and it adds up to 5. So indeed, you can still provide dignified burial with this number. The state will not take over the burial, and the family would be supported and provided the guide and the needed assistance for them to do this burial in dignity. Is there anything? Validation, including, there's something here. Yes, rapid diagnostic kits. Indeed, as part of our testing policy, we have a plan for it. We have been a number of tests that have been submitted to the Food and Drug Authority for validation. Unfortunately, all those that have been validated, the characteristics for the tests don't require that we can use them in mass testing. For a test to be used for any reason, there are some parameters that you look at. The sensitivity, that how well will this test correctly identify the ones. Specificity, how well will this test identify correctly the negative ones. There should be a reasonable balance, and we have not had a test with these validated with good characteristics that can be used. It's still going. If other countries are using that, if it comes to Ghana, they have to assess it before you use it, and this is the process ongoing. Contact tracing and follow-up, the various challenges. The delays that we do have, initially it was quite intense. It's been reduced, and some of the testing sites, mostly the major testing site in Noguchi, now is coming close to daily reporting. and some of them are. Indeed, some of them, the tests that had been done earlier, it's quite recent that we're having the report. It's part of the previous backlog that we are managing, and things have improved. We have up to about 9 testing sites within the country, and as much as possible, the situation has improved significantly. So sorry for some of these delays. What happens is that for soon as the test report is receiving, no matter how early or late, the various contacts, all of them will be populated, line listed, and be followed up. And if there are secondary contacts out of this, they will also be managed the same. So the process and protocols have never changed, and we are going by this. Your Honor, the Deputy Minister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I think these are the questions I have and the response you can provide. Thank you very much.
If there are any further questions, this will be the time. In the absence of further questions, I want to thank us all for participation and for everything we sacrificed to put the whole information out to our listeners. And we would encourage everybody not to think of him or herself as just an individual, but we can only get through this eventually when we see ourselves as a community and not an individual. Thank you and have a pleasant day. The 2 stations, Dr. Vedusabye, 2 stations, if you can come up, then stations. If they are for any interview.
All right, welcome back. So that was a relatively brief presser. And you heard what happened there. So basically, they are looking at money going out there and making sure that they contact trace, they isolate, they treat, and bring all the cases down as possible. I mean, we are hoping that this comes back to normal as soon as possible. Yeah. But yes, at City TV, we have a lot of activities planned for you. And this weekend, we have a very interesting activity that's going to happen on TV. It's a 24-hour prayer session. It's going to start from 6 p.m. on Saturday evening, 6 p.m. And it's going all the way to Sunday evening, 6 p.m. It's called Intercede Ghana. Intercede Ghana. And it's time for us to do our bit on the spiritual side, praying for the nation regarding every issue that is possible. COVID-19 is one of them, but of course there are other things. There's the economy of Ghana, there's your own life, my life. You know, we're going to spend time 24 hours non-stop. It's going to be live. We have a whole lineup of the beginning, and then we'll go all the way through midnight till the morning, all through Sunday morning till Sunday afternoon, and we end Sunday evening at 6 p.m. So you don't want to miss any of it. Be a part of it. Intercede Ghana.
Yes, and we have some of the best gospel artists in the country on the lineup. I mean, any gospel artist you can think of as your favorite will be here, from Joby Tem to Joe Metal to Daughters of Glorious Jesus to Koda. I mean, the list is endless, so you do not want to miss it.
Emoji
we are launching, emoji is there as well. You know, so you don't, I mean, emoji alone can handle it. Joe Metal alone, Joe Beechem alone, Daughters of Glorious Jesus alone. They are going to help us really move into the next month with, you know, getting our spirits up high. I mean, we started this war with COVID-19. We started by praying together as a country. Not only do you have to take care of your health, you also have to take care of your soul. And this is an opportunity for you to bring the entire family together. Let's worship together. Let's thank our Maker. Let's just be grateful for all the things that we do have, because in spite of all the problems that we've had to deal with COVID-19, there's still a silver lining in all of it. We're alive, we're breathing, we didn't get hit as badly as other countries did, and we're still here. We're going to go through this phase and we're going to thrive. Now, speaking of thriving, as we're taking care of our spiritual health, we also take care of our businesses. So June is our business month here at City TV and City FM. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're an owner of a small business, if you're in the agric space, if you are in the e-commerce space, if you're in the trade space, next month is an opportunity for you to figure out exactly how to reboot your business past the COVID season, because we are all going to survive COVID. That event is happening on the 2nd of June. And then we have the e-commerce forum, exploring new ways of engaging your customers. A lot of you have had brick and mortar stores. Now you want to move into the e-commerce space. How do you do that transition nicely and take advantage of the people within that space? That is happening on the 9th of June. And then on the 16th, we have how to create careers in agribusiness. There are lots of opportunities within the agricultural space that we have not even touched on. So that is an opportunity for you if you're interested in taking part of that. And finally, on the 23rd of June, we have our trade forum. And of course, if you want to actively participate in this, you can join us via Zoom by registering with these numbers:
0205 973 973 and 0558 973 973. Now, you just remember also that whilst these ones are going on TV, on radio from June 1st, the on-air series will begin, and that will be happening every day. There will be something for you on the radio, so you don't want to miss that. All right, and then we also have Hello, Mr. President. Now, this is a very, very important segment that we have for you. You find yourself in whichever region, whichever district, whichever town that you find yourself in, and there are challenges, there are difficulties. There's things like broken pipes, there's refuse issues, there's road challenges. We want you to go out there, film that problem, whatever it is, take a video of it. Talk to us about it as you're taking the video. Tell us about it, and we'll put it out on air for you. We are your hosts. Between you and the president, we will tell the president about your issues.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much for staying with us for this slightly extended version of Breakfast Daily. My name is Jifa Ikia Amacham.
And I'm David Kwekusechi.
We'll see you 7:30 tomorrow. Stay safe and enjoy your day. Goodbye.
Take care.
After the outbreak of COVID-19, it was critical to trace, test, and treat persons with coronavirus. Frontline health workers came to our rescue. They put their lives on the line for the country. They have a story to tell. a story of how they are coping with the battle to get rid of COVID-19.
At home, it's a bit of uncertainty. The children now, they look at me some way. Even the little one doesn't get close to me anymore. When they want to greet, they elbow you and then walk away. Because even my husband looks at me and tells me, as for me, once I am here, he believes the probability of him getting it is high because I can bring it home for him to get. But we are managing it, especially as a frontliner. The moment you cough or sneeze or have a feeling of sore throat, you start getting scared. It happens to me, but it just clears. We just tell ourselves, oh, this thing is normal. We have it before COVID came. So we manage it. We gargle with warm water. It hasn't gotten that bad, but when it gets that bad, I believe we'll do the steam inhalation, and then we don't forget to take our vitamin C too. So we are managing it. We are protecting ourselves and also protecting our families.
Okay, so right from the beginning, it was an issue of being courageous, because you see the numbers day in day out keep rising, and people are getting really sick, people are losing their lives, unfortunately. So it became a matter of mastering courage and then volunteering to help, because the passion has always been there. And then when it came to this COVID, it became an issue of mastering courage and then putting ourselves out there to help. Family and friends were a bit skeptical about it, yeah. I remember my mom, when I told her I'd volunteer, she was like, why do you volunteer? Because she was afraid, you see. So I just allayed their fears and then told them, once you adhere to the precautions, you wear the PPEs, the risk is really minimal. And hopefully, I also believe that once we are helping them, God is also going to protect us as well, as we also do our part by protecting ourselves with the PPEs. Yes.
So to me, when it got started, you can see some staff going home, those above 50 years, those who have shortcomings, they were allowed to go home, and we were left behind. So it was like, hey, how are we going to tackle this? It was very tough for me. I didn't take it easy at all. So I had a different mindset altogether. Should I stop or I should continue? Okay, then if I should continue, then I have to think about the fact that it's human that I'm going to take care of. And if I don't stand as a health worker to save my brother or sister, mother, grandfather from this problem, I mean, it will bring different things altogether. And it will even spread and then affect a whole lot of people. So I have to stand. If I stand, I'm able to help them, offer them help, then we see our way forward good. From the beginning, I was confused. Yes, I decided to stop, and then everything will be okay. But I asked myself, if I stop and I go home there, will I be safe? Or how can I be assured that me going home, I'll be safe out there? Yes, we can talk of those who come here, they are brought from home. And we are here as health workers working. So ask yourself, did that disease start from the hospital, or it started from the home before coming here? So one, it started from home. Then you have to seize it here. Yeah, in seizing it too, you have to, with all your effort, your strength, your knowledge about it, in helping, you have to do such in order to help. It was very scary. I mean, when it got started, but then we were not having PPEs from the beginning. Later, before they did an arrangement for the PPEs. And I was assured that when they start with everything, they are going to be provided by PPEs. And later, the PPEs came. And that boosts my morale and my confidence that, okay, once the PPEs are in, then I can do something with it.
Businesses are evolving with the changing times, and the City Business Festival is doing the same. In the month of June, City Business Festival goes digital. City TV, in collaboration with Absa Bank, will give SMEs the opportunity to reboot their businesses with expert forums, discussion platforms, and interactive Zoom sessions. There will be a lesson for every business. Gain insight into the e-commerce ecosystem, understand the tools and applications that are redefining work, and get a head start into the export market and agribusiness. Revamp your business and work environment this June with City TV. The City Business Festival starts on the 1st of June 2020. The City Business Festival is sponsored by Absa Bank and supported by the Ghana Investment Promotion Center.
People are opening doors for me, or driving for me, or giving me a huge respect. Not for me, for Shani Cooper. Not to Shani Cooper is the respect. The respect is for the state of Israel.
One day I was in Quebec, vacations with my cousin, and someone calls me from Brazil saying, "Do you want to be ambassador in Ghana?" I said, "Yes, I do."
On Footprints this weekend, an accomplished academic, businessman and politician, Dr. Kwame Amwako continues his story.
They took me to another room. There was this muscle man with the cane ready. Got me 12 canes. Pa! Then I told myself I won't yield. So I kept my teeth together. Pow, pow. I mean, heavy canes.
Lecturer at KNUST.
Lecturer, very popular lecturer, based in KNUST, being whipped by a soldier who did
He didn't even know what.
What did the heck was? We are 12 or no? Say, your people come here, we lash them, they cry, you don't cry. Now standing. Ladies, don't look. He took the cane and whipped me here in front. Then I shouted, "Aye!" I said, "Aye, Nabeka."
So Liman becomes president. Now, what do you make of Hilal Liman?
He was a quiet somebody who shouldn't have been president. Nanado attracted lots of Edumwa Bosman also came. Besides the people in his chambers, Yoti Prempe, Dr. Prempe, Amwaku Glover, I think he's gone now. Chachu, were all assembling around him.
And then on the other side was Joe Randolph.
The Attorney General himself.
Attorney General himself. He will stand up and defiantly look at me. He will look down and up at me. I didn't know much about law and their legal things and how they display.
Join us on Footprints this Saturday with Samuel Atta-Mensah as one of Ghana's celebrated academics, Dr. Mwako Tufo, takes us through his story. Footprints shows this Saturday at 9 a.m. and Sundays at 4 p.m. on City TV. City TV, it's your world.
Footprints is sponsored by Bethel Logistics Company Limited, experts in shipping logistics.
As part of the Women Make Science series, Al Jazeera takes a look into the life and innovations of Marita Chang, a robotist and the founder of RoboGirls.
So I made Jiva, the robot arm for people with limited upper limb mobility, in order to pick things up off the ground or scratch their eyebrow or give themselves a drink.
Who has built a tech empire with the sole purpose of creating robots that help people in their everyday lives, especially those with physical disabilities. From an app that sees for blind people to an arm that enables severely paralyzed people to mobilize freely, Marita is changing the world for good with robots. Catch this Al Jazeera documentary, Women Make Science, RoboGirl, on City TV on the 2nd of June 2020 at 6 p.m. City TV, it's your world.
I got married last year. Before marriage, my husband and I were not having sex. After marriage, whenever we get into the act, I start to laugh hysterically. It's never intentional, but even when I try to hold it in, I still burst out in laughter.
Why are you busy analyzing his face, knowing how his face looks like?
It could mean that maybe he's not, he's not hitting you the way you're supposed to be hit.
What does he do to his face to make it so funny?
Hello and welcome to 2020 News on City TV. My name is Abna Nyamiche Ampedu. Coming up, Ghana's COVID-19 case count now 7,303 with 186 new cases recorded. And National Democratic Congress insists on contesting the Electoral Commission's decision to compile a new voters register. Let's get into the details of the stories now. 186 new COVID-19 cases have been recorded in Ghana, pushing the total count to 7,303. The Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Bedusa Kodie, who announced the new figures, added that 95 more people have recovered since the last update. He also gave a breakdown of the regional figures.
The total number of new cases that have been reported from 31 districts in 4 regions stands at 186. The regional distribution is as follows. Greater Accra region reported 140 new cases from 18 districts. Central region, 23 new cases from 5 districts. Eastern region, 9 new cases from 2 districts. and Ashanti region 14 new cases from 6 districts. This brings us to a total of 7,303 positive cases, out 204,000 cases, 909 persons that have been tested. The test positivity rate stands at 3.55%, can round it up to 3.6%. Total number of recoveries as at the 26th stands at 2,412. Unfortunately, recorded 34 deaths. Active cases stand at 4,857.
The National Democratic Congress says its fight against the compilation of a new voters register is not over, notwithstanding the announcement of timelines for the registration. The party has consistently campaigned against the Electoral Commission's decision to compile an entirely new register. Their argument has been largely seconded by other political parties and a cross-section of civil society. General Secretary of the NDC, Johnson Esedun Ketia, tells City News they will contest the decision.
Electoral Commission's decisions, if they're against the law, they don't apply. I remember there were times when Electoral Commission had decided to go and do voting at district assembly level. The law had to change when there was a ruling that thing is not on. It stopped the Electoral Commission from doing that. So the fact that Electoral Commission just gets up announcing timetables and so on, it doesn't change anything. So if the law is wrong, the law is wrong. We will pursue it to the last letter.
But I'm just saying practically, whilst you are pursuing that, the date is still rolling towards December 7th.
Yes.
So how are you going to balance that? And court cases can take a long time.
If the nation does not rise up to take this decision, the Electoral Commission is simply walking us into a disaster, because you are going to have yourself at a point where you cannot postpone the elections, but the activities that should be ready before the election cannot be completed because they themselves, in producing their earlier timetable, when they were even going to start on the 18th of April, they were going to finish and produce the final voters register in the first week of November.
Drivers who transport COVID-19 samples to the University of Health and Allied Sciences Testing Center in Ho are forced to stop along the way to tighten the parcel containing the samples due to the bad nature of the road that forces the boxes to open. The poor road network leading to the 8-year-old university, located some 10 kilometers away from the whole township, makes access to the school difficult for everyone, and now drivers conveying COVID-19 samples. City News' Benjamin Aklama has more in this report.
With the University of Health and Allied Sciences becoming a COVID-19 testing center for hospitals in the Volta and Ote regions as well as parts of the Eastern region, the bad nature of roads leading to the university has been exposed. It is common to see vehicles braking often after maneuvering the many gullies that have destroyed roads leading to Volta's premier public university. Some of these drivers who bring COVID-19 samples to the university shared their frustrations with City News.
Sometimes the carrier or the bus will open by itself because of the road. Yeah.
Coming here, I feel it's difficult. Yeah, to climb the hill, and then the road too is not good. So that's the experience that I especially from the road, coming down to the U-house. The car is not moving well, and then samples you have to hold it. Yes, you have to hold it.
The 17.3 kilometer stretch of road within and around the University of Health and Allied Sciences was awarded to a contractor in 2012 and was expected to be completed by 2014. 8 years on, the roads are still a nightmare to students and faculty of the university. Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor John Japon, could not hide his frustrations.
The current state of our roads, it's very terrible. I wonder whether there is any university in the whole wide world with such roads. all attempts to get the road fixed has not yielded the expected results. The roads minister, the current roads minister, has promised that he's going to intervene. Indeed, 2 years ago when we were visited by His Excellency the President, he directed that this should be a priority.
Due to the bad nature of the roads, transport companies engaged to ferry students and residents in the whole township to the school campus daily are unwilling to ply the route.
It's just not possible to traverse certain portions of the road, especially when it rains. And this is affecting teaching, research, and our service delivery. In the last couple of weeks, we've been asked to be testing for COVID-19. And all the drivers from Volta and OT are complaining when they get into Ho and they have to get onto our campus to deliver the samples.
As if that was not enough, the university also risks losing out on Chinese aid, which should build a phase 2 of the university. According to Dr. William Vidoga, who is the Works and Physical Development Officer of the university, the construction of access roads to the university is a prerequisite to the construction of the second phase of the university.
One of the preconditions for the China Aid Phase 2 project, which is the construction of the central administration for the university and the School of Nursing and Midwifery, is the construction of access roads. And this is the access to the site as we see it now. And as you can see, it's yet to be done. And that can affect the start of the Phase 2 project. So there's supposed to be a road here with drainage on both sides.
When City News contacted the Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Yao-Lecha, he explained that plans are underway to work on at least 5 kilometers of UHAS roads.
We want to tackle it in 3 phases. We want to do the runabout to Mirage as a first phase, to take it from Mirage to Alai as a second phase, and from Alai to Teteno for the third phase. Within that context, we also want to put in about 5 kilometers of the internal roads of UHAS. The Vice Chancellor is aware of these plans. We've discussed it severally, and the Department of Urban Roads is working on it. So we will be updated as soon as the details are.
Well, you're still watching 2020 News on City TV. My name is Abnanya Michampedu. Still to come, former Finance Minister Seth Terkper says Ghana's total debt stock published by the central bank is problematic. We'll bring you more. Don't go away.
Businesses are evolving with the changing times, and the City Business Festival is doing the same. In the month of June, City Business Festival goes digital. City TV, in collaboration with Absa Bank, will give SMEs the opportunity to reboot their businesses with expert forums, discussion platforms, and interactive Zoom sessions. There will be a lesson for every business. Gain insight into the e-commerce ecosystem, understand the tools and applications that are redefining work, and get a head start into the export market and agribusiness. Revamp your business and work environment this June with City TV. The City Business Festival starts on the 1st of June 2020. The City Business Festival is sponsored by Absa Bank and supported by the Ghana Investment Promotion Center.
Spend 30 minutes every weekday catching up with all the trending social media conversations of the day. If you tweet it, we'll read it. We might just even Skype you. 30 minutes is all it takes, so use the hashtag 30minutes on social media to catch our attention. Join the most interactive social media TV show weekdays at 5 p.m. only on City TV.
You're welcome back. This is 2020 News on City TV. Next is business. In our first business story, former Finance Minister Seth Terkper says Ghana's total debt stock published by the Bank of Ghana does not reflect the true debt situation of the country. Mr. Terkper argues that Ghana's debt to GDP is currently 63%, unlike the 59.3% published by the Central Bank. The Bank of Ghana, in its summary of economic and financial data, pegged the country's total debt stock by March 2020 at 236.1 billion cedis, representing 59.3% of the GDP. But speaking to City Business News, the former finance minister said the figures have been underreported.
What Bank of Ghana did, which if you calculate, is that they used the GDP figure that was used in the 2020 budget to express the new level of debt as a percentage of GDP. That gives you 59.3%, to which we are taking issue for reasons that include, first of all, the same Bank of Ghana and Ministry of Finance, the government for that matter, is telling us that because of COVID, growth will be slow, and if growth is slow, then it means that that GDP figure cannot be realized.
The CEO of Stanbic Bank, Alhassan Andani, says the challenges posed by COVID-19 should engineer a new policy that will reduce Ghana's reliance on imports, particularly from China. Ghana's imports from China has suffered a dip due to restrictions on global travel as a measure to control the spread of coronavirus. Some goods are generally in short supply in Ghana or are being sold at higher prices due to a reduction in Chinese imports. Speaking at a webinar organized by the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industries on strategies for business survival and growth on the theme COVID-19 financing options to stimulate local production, Ms. Andani said Ghana must speed up its industrialization efforts to cushion the country from external shocks when situations like COVID-19 emerge.
So, for example, most of our import trade that was coming from Asia, China, have had to suffer significant setbacks because the global supply chains all emanating. So what kind of alternatives will be available? And this is a conversation we will want to pick up with the Ghana National Chamber for Commerce and Industry and other industry players to see how we can diversify our economy away from a huge reliance on China. And
that's all for business. Next is sports. Four more people from 3 Premier League clubs have tested positive for coronavirus after the third round of testing. There were 1,008 tests carried out on Monday and Tuesday, and a fourth round will take place today and Friday, with up to 60 people from each club to be tested. Premier League clubs voted unanimously to approve a return to contact training in another significant step towards resumption of matches. Players had already resumed training last week in small groups while respecting social distancing measures, according to step 1 of the return to training protocols. Manchester City defender Benjamin Mendy believes the Premier League's Project Restart is being conducted in a correct manner amidst the coronavirus pandemic.
Still waiting because we can see a lot of times some kind of info on Instagram, on Twitter, like, yeah, the league gonna come back. I wait when the people on the staff of Man City gonna text me. This day we train, this day the league gonna start. We wait, we follow the rules, we stay at home, we need to do like every people in the world. And when it's gonna be okay and more safe, if they say okay, I think it's because they take every precaution for like the player play. It don't gonna be the best way because it's difficult to play on the door behind, but we're gonna still playing. So yeah, we wait, and I hope they're gonna do like everything for protect first the people in the world, and after, if you have the football, yeah.
Still with the Premier League, and Tottenham manager Jose Mourinho says all of his players are recovered from injury, including Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, but everybody will struggle to play to their maximum due to lack of match time when the league resumes.
Yeah, I cannot say in this moment they are ready to play, because one thing is to recover from an injury, another thing is to be ready to play football. And in Harry's case, I think for about 5 months that he doesn't play a football match. But all of them, they are not injured anymore. They are training, of course.